Less than a month, people across Montana will begin receiving official mailers, kicking off the count in the U.S. Census.
MTN's Jonathan Ambarian looks at how the federal and state governments are making sure Montanans get counted.
Representatives for the U.S. Census Bureau say they've been preparing for this spring's census for a long time.
The census really began, it began 10 years ago, but in earnest it began about 2 years ago.
The federal government is about to begin its count, as required every 10 years by the Constitution. Starting March 12th, Montana households will begin receiving letters with detailed information on how to respond. By April, census takers will begin knocking on doors. This year, for the first time, many Americans will respond to the census online.
Ideally, with the online census, we're hoping about 67%, two-thirds of the nation takes it online. That will limit the amount of door knocking that we have to do, which will save the taxpayers a lot of money.
The Bureau has also made a large push to hire temporary census workers around Montana. They're still taking applications to fill those positions.
The hiring's been great in urban communities. It's been a little bit tougher in eastern Montana.
During last year's state legislative session, lawmakers appropriated $100,000 to inform Montanans about the census. The state is putting out public service announcements and other materials to encourage participation. Complete count committees have been formed at the state level and in communities around the state.
What we know with the census is that if people have any concerns about the census, if they can communicate about this with their neighbors and their friends, and they can be informed that way, there's much greater trust in the process.
The results of the census could have big effects on Montana over the next 10 years. Leaders estimate the state will receive about $2,000 in federal funding each year for every resident counted. The updated data will be used in planning infrastructure projects and public services, and to draw new state legislative districts. And some pre-census analysis has suggested Montana's population may have increased enough to earn a second member in the U.S. House of Representatives.
It's 10 minutes and it's 10 years. That's the simplest equation that there is.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
And the state is also reminding Montanans that official census materials will never ask for money, social security numbers, or credit card numbers.